Sophomore, I was probably one of the youngest starters on the team, and being at quarterback, it's a leadership position, which was a little hard for me then. I was an underclassman. It was hard for a lot of the upperclassmen to take advice from me, to accept the leadership because I was younger and there wasn't that unity that we have this year. But now that I'm a senior, I'm upperclassman, a lot of the underclassmen really trust me. They believe in me. When I ask them to do a task, or they really trust me and they believe in what I ask them to do, and I think that's really helped out our team. It's not a lot of bickering and a lot of talk back, and I feel like stepping forward and being a leader has definitely come from a lot of maturity from sitting out a year and sitting out and looking in on the situation.
Well, you have a young man that plays with you. A good friend of mine was fortunate enough to be at the game the other night, Mick Hergert, and he's a Jefferson alum from way back, but he noticed number 80, your teammate, and let's talk about him, because when I mentioned Mick was one who gave me a bad time. He said, "Gee, number 80 had a great game." I said, "Nick, this is not for last week; it's for the week before." But tell us about number 80 and what he gives to the team.
Well, I've thrown 10 touchdown passes this year, and they've all been to him. He really makes me look good. I make him look good. We make each other look good. Most of the balls I throw to him, I'm pretty sure he's going to catch them. If it's a ball anywhere in the vicinity of him, he's going to get to it. He's really fast, probably one of the fastest person on our team. Really, he's not really a leader as in a vocal leader. Usually he does what he needs to do in practice, but he's not really a vocal leader. But
leader by example.
Right, leader by example. And in the game, I can really count on him for the clutch plays, and when we really need that first down or that big play, that's the person I look for most of the time.
Well, Mark, looking at, I read a quote in the paper that said that this was one of the best teams, if not the best team you've had since you've been at Jeff. What is that blend of the seniors meant, especially with Damien as a leader, to the younger players?
It means a lot. We have a couple of seniors, Sekou Crawford for one, and I can think of that have been like 2-year starters, and we started on the varsity with Damon a couple of years ago, and they just know what it takes. Andre Griggs, another senior, who they provide that leadership in practice, the hard work ethic. They're the ones that are chewing the other guys, and the players react to that a lot better than they do to the coach. Because sometimes they just let, when the coach is telling them to do something, it might go in one ear and out the other. But when they get it from one of their peers, and they know their peers means it, and they respect that peer, it goes a lot farther.
Okay. All right, we're going to go to our phone lines. Terry, welcome to PDX Sportsline. You're on the air.
Okay, I'd like to ask the quarterback a question.
Okay, go right ahead.
What is your favorite college football team, and where would you like to go play your college ball?
Well, really, personally, I don't have a lot of time to watch college ball, so I really can't say I have a favorite team. I like to watch college ball whenever I get a chance, but I'm so busy on the weekends and during the week, I really don't get a chance to watch a lot of college football. But as going to college, playing football, it's kind of up in the air right now. I'm a wrestler on the other hand, and I'm wrestling for what this will be my 12th year now, and so I really haven't made a decision on which college I want to go to, or if I want to play football, or if I want to wrestle. I mean, it's pretty much up in the air right now. I really haven't made any decisions on that yet.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, thanks for your call. That is a very unique situation to be in, and especially because the sports are so close in terms of time frame. I mean, they definitely overlap, and you probably can't. I don't think there's any way in college that you can do both of them because of the seasons and the way they fall. Obviously, in high school, it allows you, the ability to do that. But, with your father being the wrestling coach and you being as prominent as you've been in wrestling, what was the decision like to go back to football in your senior year?
Well, as far as my father is concerned, he was pretty supportive. He's always been supportive of decisions I make, whichever it might be. Coming back to football, it was something I look forward to see how I was going to produce as, how I've grown as a football player. And I know my wrestling's always going to be there, because I've been wrestling for so long and I had that experience. And football is something I just now really have excelled in, and really gotten close to the concept of what it takes to be a good football player. You know, I've always been a good wrestler, so it's been really fun coming back. I try to make it fun when I go out there on the field, not just out there, you know, grueling and so into it. I like to make it fun. I try to relax. Sometimes I have a problem with relaxing out there because I'm like the motivator of the team. You know, usually you have the linemen motivating the team, and a lot of times I have to step forward and try to motivate the team. But you know, I just like to have fun out there, and it's been good coming back. It's really been fun.
Mark, you know, it's interesting because when you have a player like Damon with his ability to do that, what has it done for you as a coach in terms of how you look at dealing with the other players, knowing that you have a leader like that to take some of the pressures off in some areas?
Oh, for me, I just get down to coaching now. It's I've got Damon there. I've got a couple of other seniors that really do a lot of the motivating, and I don't really have to worry about that anymore. I basically outline what we're going to do for the week. I get the coaching staff on what we're going to do, and we go over that. And so it deals with more just the coaching on the field during practice time and making sure we're getting accomplished what we need to get done. So it makes my job a lot easier. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. So does this look like there's going to be a football turnaround at Jeff on the positive side for some years to come? How are the underclassmen look that are going to take these guys places when they leave?
Real good. We've got some juniors right now that are showing some real leadership potential, and you know, if that's passed on from year to year, and the kids that we have in the freshman program and the sophomore program come up and respect that, then we'll be I think a program that we want to develop that's going to be up there year in and year out as a strong one, perennially challenging for the league championship and making it on into state playoffs and winning that state championship sometime.
Well, you know, one of the things I always like to do, I mean, there's no question that we're honoring Damon tonight for his ability. And one thing that I like to do, and I think it's very important, it's just fortunate for me that I happen to know this young man and know his father very well, and a lot of people that are very close to him. Donald Dixon, who is a very special friend of mine, and I go back with Donald, believe it or not, I coached him in high school, so it's kind of dating myself, but and everybody feels a very special thing about this young man, and it makes it very special for me when I can be a part of a selection committee that picks somebody like Damon, because I know him as a good person, you know, before I know him as a good athlete, and that's one of the things that we try to do is we really look into that particular athlete's background, into what type of person he is. And as far as I'm concerned, he's a model, and it makes us at PDX Sportsline in our selection of future athletes of the week, it makes it tough, because you know, he sets a standard for us to choose from. So I just want to tell him how much I appreciate him and what he's done and the role model that he's set, and especially at Jefferson High School with the problems that are surrounding that school, and I say that very openly, not in the school, that surround the school. And you know what I'm talking about, and I think it's so unfair that it gets labeled so much, and when you have such quality people like Damon coming out, and a lot of the kids that are there, Angel Bagley, who I'm very close with, and you know, those two as an example, one from the male side, one from the female side, you know, to represent that school so greatly and then have all the negative publicity that it gets, it's really unfair. So I think you guys do your family, your community, and without a question your school very, very proud, and all I can say is keep doing what you're doing. And we look forward to great things coming from the demos, so always go demos.
Thank you.
But anyway, before we bring on our special guest, I have to also let you know that this is our Athlete of the Week t-shirt. And I might explain, for the record, I'm giving this to Coach Pender. Now, what you do with it is up to you. And then I brought an extra one for you too, Coach. So, you know, you got two t-shirts.
All right.
But I'll explain that at some other time, but we want to make sure that we abide by the OSAA rules, and we're in the process of checking those to make sure that legally we can, you know, give the shirts to the athletes. But for the record tonight, we're giving the shirt to the coach. So, but again, congratulations, and God bless you, and I know you're going to be there. Okay, Mark, thanks for coming.
Okay, thank you.
We're going to be back after this short message with our special guest, Jerome Kersey, small forward of the Portland Trail Blazers.
get away from it all? Then jump into some Wet n Wild fun. Leave your worries behind. Chill out with ESPN's Hot Summer Nights. Mondays on the Totally Hot Sports Network.
2 hours ago, John thought he might be having a heart attack. But he told himself the sudden pain in his chest would just go away. He made the wrong choice. Don't be a victim. If a heart attack symptom strikes you, get to the hospital immediately. New drug therapies could save your life. But delay is deadly.
Thanks to these airbags here, this job is now a piece of cake, Claire.
But Vince...
Yeah, I'll tell you something, partner. I just might stick around a few more years.
But Vince...
No more dashboard du jour or Vince under glass, huh?
But Vince...
Look out!
Even with airbags, Vince, you still got to remember to buckle your safety belt.
Now you tell me.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
And welcome back to PDX Sportsline with my special guest, Mr. Jerome Kersey, small forward. Give you a little phrase with that of the Portland Trail Blazers. And Jerome, it's good to see you. And as I said off the air, you're looking good. You're in good shape and had a good summer and looking forward to some good things.
Oh yeah, you know, it's you just come to camp, you try to work hard, and you try to I guess put that energy you saved up during the summer to use. Finally.
What was the summer? I know you hit the ball a little bit.
Hit the golf ball a little bit. Played a lot of golf, as a matter of fact, and you know, for the most part, I kind of took this summer to myself, really, and just kind of look back, reflect back on last year, and you know, just try to better myself for this year coming into camp.
You know, we're going to get a million calls about the season and what happened and this and that and what's looking forward, but I always like to get to the personal side of it. How important was that to say, okay, we didn't do what we wanted to do, the season's over, but now I have to spend some time with Jerome Kersey, get my own mental, you know, focus together and enjoy myself. And then, you know, because I think one of the most important things as athletes, they have to realize that there's nothing you can do to change what happened. But what you do after that is very, very important.
Oh, yeah, I think it's very important for each the team members, coaches, you know, down through the ranks, you know, to really, you know, take that experience from last year and just try to let it motivate you for the following year. You know, sometimes you get close, like we have in the previous 2 years, and you don't quite make it. But you can't let that be a drawback. I mean, you got to take that experience and just try to better yourself for the following year coming up. And I think everybody still, I know everybody still has that focus in mind of getting back and winning the championship, and that's what it's all about. But, you know, you got to start right, you know, today, like previous 2 or 3 days in camp, and that's where it starts at again, you know, keeping your head up and just, you know how good you are, so you got to just go out there and prove it every night.
Well, you know, I think one thing that's missed, and I remember, you can almost go back with every team that's been an NBA champion, and because of the fact of the success the first year, which nobody really expected the team to get to the finals with Detroit.
No,
I mean, let's face it, you know, the national media, no one expected that to happen. But when it did happen, you didn't quite get there, and I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that, you know, you were the first time there. And whether anybody wants to admit it, if you go back through the history of that, it took Detroit 3 years before they won the championship. You know, they dealt with Boston for I don't know how many years. Then they finally got there, and they couldn't beat the Lakers for 2 years, and they finally got over the hump. And people don't realize that every step is a different one.
That's very true. You know, it's kind of a little overwhelming when you get there. I mean, you're all of a sudden your focus, your attention of every media person in the world, and if you get caught up in that, I mean, it becomes a very hectic time of the year during the championships. But I think we stayed focused during the time, but it's just another whole experience, I think, just even from the NBA. I mean, going to the championship, even what you do during the year, and then you know, the games up until the championship. It's just totally so different. But you know, I think we've learned and we've grown as a team and as people and persons ourselves to deal with it. And I think this will be our year to go back and get it.
Well, you know, the interesting thing, and we're going to go to the phone lines, but it's kind of funny because I still believe that probably the most important game of the season, even though it was a loss, was the fact that that game that you lost to the Lakers, the last game, I think even in that loss, I think you guys finally realized that they were like grasping. They were lucky to win the game. They were glad the game was over. And knowing that if it would have taken a seventh game, I mean, Magic even said that. We did not want to go back to Portland because they know what would have happened. But I think you guys finally realized that that mystique of Los Angeles Laker basketball is finally over. And I really believe that.
Oh, yeah, you know, you come in, I know when I first came into Portland back in 84, 85, it was like L.A. was like everything, you know, the world. And it was like when you went to play there, it's like, you know, you're not expected to beat these guys, and kind of like in your mind, you know, you wanted to beat them, but, you know, it was almost like you said, that mystique.
Yeah.
But now it's like we expect to beat them every time we go out. And as you said, in the playoffs, I think we were really kind of getting back to where we kind of ended the season, the flow and everything, and they definitely didn't want to come back, and we came close, but, you know, close only counts in horseshoes.
Right, yeah.
And, you know, so you take that experience and you move on with it, and hopefully it helps you this year.
Yeah, well, I really do. I'm very interested to see one of our very avid viewers and callers is Terry Orr, who probably, as a matter of fact, he's on the line now, but I look up on the board. But I remember him talking to, I mean, he's a Laker man, okay? But one of the things that I do believe is that the mystique is over. And I think it's going to show, because I'll never forget, as long as I live, the look in Magic's face when Divac had made some mistakes, and the game all of a sudden was in Portland's favor. The momentum had changed. And I really believe that Magic thought they had lost, that the game was over. And, you know, I've known him for so long to know how he thinks. And I know that he feels that their days of running the West is over.
Oh, it's over, I think. Yeah.
And I really believe that.
You know, when you find the Lakers not really wanting to run with you anymore, then
that's what
I
I'm
think
talking about.
Things have really changed, because, you know, they were willing to run with anybody.
Well, they'd almost invite it.
Right, and now it's like nobody wants to even run with us. So I think as our half-court offense comes along, even though we did very well in it last year, we still got some things we got to work out in that. I think we're going to get better. And, you know, just doing camp, we're passing the ball well. We're really working on it. So,
well, I tell you, I was really impressed with the media day, just the attitude of the veterans. The guys are back. I mean, everybody, you know, they were loose, and which they would be being veterans, but just that inner confidence that almost exuded from everybody. And the one that I was impressed with most was Mark Bryant. I mean, I thought Mark was really focused on wanting to really have a season because of the injury and not really getting to play as much as he wanted to in the playoffs. And I look for Mark to have a real good season. And Kevin?
Well, Mark's been playing real well in camp, and Kevin has also. But I think Mark has found, well, he hadn't come to the point, but he's had those nagging injuries, and I think Mark's ready to be, he's real healthy now, and so he's back to his old form, you know, when he came out of college and what people expected of him.
Oh, yeah.
And, even though he started those few games when he first came in, and Mark finally had to say, look, I'm not quite ready to be a starter.
Right.
And I think that was very manly, and go to the coach and say that at that time. So I think the experiences over the years has helped him, and now he's ready to step up and really play a big, important role in our team.
Well, I tell you what, it's going to be a hell of a season. I can't wait. Let me get to these lines, for these people kill me. Okay, Terry, line one. Welcome to PDX Sportsline.
All right, this is for Jerome. Jerome, as a kid, who did you look up to? Who was your role model? I mean, in sports, you know, in sports.
Julius Erving was like my idol, and you know, I've always just living on the East Coast, being from Virginia, you got a lot of chances to see him play on TV, and I just thought, hey, the guy's phenomenal, and he is. And
he was in the ABA back in them days,
yeah,
too.
he was
in Virginia Squires, right?
Yeah. And you know, but he was my idol, and still is, even though he's out of the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, Who do you think gonna win the Holyfield Tyson fight?
He's a true sports fan, but he's a boxing fan.
Well, you know what? I know both of those guys, and I don't know. It's a tough decision to call, especially with all the emotional stuff going on with Tyson right now. But you can never count Tyson out. I think Michael will prevail.
Yeah, I got to go along with that, too.
That's because he lives down in L.A.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Terry. Okay, line 2. Chris, welcome to PDX Sportsline.
Hello, Kersey. What do you think about this Danny Ainge thing?
Well, I've been through this before, just last year, and I think Danny's trying to do what's right probably for him and his family and the whole situation, and I think it's he's had a great attitude about it. I'm quite sure both sides have, as far as I understand, and hey, the guy's in camp, so
that's the main
he's got a positive, it's real positive right now, and hopefully he gets everything worked out, because I've been through it, and it's no holiday.
Yeah. You know, that's interesting too, because I was really impressed with the fact that that he walked on the court media day, because generally a guy's holding out, that's the last place he's going to be is at practice.
Well, I think Danny, you know, he loves to play so much that nothing can keep him from being there. You know, it has to be something very drastic in the.
But I think it was a good move on his part.
Oh yeah, it was a great
really
gesture on his part.
Yeah.
Because he could get hurt, and then who knows?
Right. Yeah. I really did. I thought it was a good move on his part to show that that he was, you know, still a part of the team, and I think that's very important, because the last thing you need, you guys have all the ingredients, the chemistry's there, and the last thing you need is something to distract you from what your goal is.
That's true. And until now, I mean, as far as things are going on now, we haven't had any distractions with that, so
okay.
It's going well.
All right. Thanks for your call.
Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we'll go to John on line 3. Welcome to PDX Sportsline.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. First of all, I'd like to say I don't see how the mystique can be gone when Magic, as long as Magic's there, the mystique will never be gone. Another thing I'd like to say is that as long as Jerry West is there, the mystique will never be gone, because he's the best general manager in basketball. There is nobody better. Until he leaves, the Lakers will
Where are you
never
calling from?
Where you call, is this long distance from L.A.?
But I'm a big Laker fan, and, you know, I'm not to put the Blazers down or anything, but they kind of build things up bigger than they are. I mean, the Lakers don't even hang Pacific Division Championship banners in their building. They settle for nothing less than a World Championship, or it's been a lost year.
Well, they're going to have to settle for less than that from now on, too.
Well, they won't get either one, is what he's saying.
To me, it sounds like I'm seeing an old show from last year, because, you know, you said the Lakers weren't going to do it last year.
They didn't.
Well,
They didn't win the Pacific
No, I mean,
Division.
as far as overcoming the Blazers.
They didn't win the Pacific Division. That was the question.
Yeah, but what is it? Obviously, winning the Pacific Division doesn't mean anything.
Oh, yes, it
proved
does.
that against Phoenix.
No, it means an awful lot.
Yeah, but look they had the best record in the Pacific Division when they lost to Phoenix a couple years ago. I think great teams rise at that in the occasion.
Well, they didn't rise at that occasion. I mean, there are
but
certain
either did the Blazers.
Well, there are certain circumstances that happen, but what I'm saying is the whole reason that you play for that is that you get the home court advantage, and if everything works the way it's supposed to work, it comes to
that's
play.
True.
So that's the bottom line. But I want to get back real quick. We got a lot. All the calls are all lit up tonight, but I want to get back real quick on one thing.
Okay.
And this will just set you straight about Jerry West and how great he is. Okay.
Uh-huh.
When I represented Michael Thompson, I had to go through Magic Johnson to get Jerry West, and actually it wasn't Jerry West. I had to go through Magic Johnson to go through Jerry Buss to get Jerry West to agree to the trade for Michael Thompson, and then he got Executive of the Year for making the trade for Michael Thompson. So, I mean, if that's great, then I don't know what to tell you, but it just shows you that he kind of backs into some of those. And believe me, he did not like Michael Thompson and did not want Michael Thompson. He flat told me that. And here Michael Thompson helped him win 2 championships. And without Michael the first year, they would not have won. So it just goes to show you, Jerry is not the genius everybody makes him out to be. He's a good guy. He does a good job, but, you know, he's human like the rest of us. And I think...
How many rings does he have on his finger?
Yeah, but he doesn't play.
He did. He's got one from playing.
Well, he got one. There's a lot of people got one.
You're talking about one trade? I'm glad, because I never did like Michael Thompson.
What other trades has he made? And I'm not going to spend a show on Jerry West, but you tell me what other trades that he's made.
What about Bob McAdoo? What about getting him as a key pickup?
McAdoo?
Yeah. He was a good pickup.
Did they win a championship with McAdoo?
Yeah, they did.
Huh?
He was like a role model. They fit in, and they won a championship with him.
Then they sent him to Italy. Okay, well, thanks for your call. We
Okay,
like that
thanks a lot.
controversy. You call sometime when we have open phones.
Thanks a lot.
All right, bye-bye. Let me see. Brent, we'll go to line, what am I looking at? Line 1. Brent, welcome to PDX Sportsline.
Yeah, the question is for Jerome.
Go right ahead.
What do you think about the Lakers getting Sedell 3?
Well, I think they've definitely improved themselves with getting a player in Sedell, and but I don't know how many minutes Sedell might play down there at the present time. Now he's more of a two guard than really a point guard, and you got Byron Scott there, and you got Terry Teagle there, so they might do some other juggling around with that situation. And they might try to play him at point, but he's a better off guard than a point guard.
Takes away his scoring.
Yeah, and takes away from
You played against him. Is he a pretty tough defender?
he's a pretty tenacious defender.
We get, I don't know if that's the same guy, but sometimes we get these guys and they get a little wild on the phone. We've had them all for the last couple of 3 weeks. Okay, Terry, welcome to PDX Sportsline.
Yeah, John, that guy that called earlier before the last caller.
Right.
Yeah, man, LA did win the championship with McAdoo. It was I think it was in '82.
Okay, well, we'll give him one.
Okay, but anyway, this is for both of you guys. Now, I told you, I think a couple of weeks ago that Golden State was going to win the Pacific Division. Am I not right?
That's right.
Okay, now, Jerome, what's your opinion? Now, I'm pretty sure, I know you watched the draft. Now, how do you think Golden State came out in the draft?
Oh, they came out with flying colors, but they still won't win the Pacific Division or anything like that.
Oh,
they won't. They improved their team, but still, they won't win it.
Well, the one thing that I look at in that situation, though, and Jerome, you can help me with this, they got 3 good quality players out of the college ranks to add to their team.
Right.
How many minutes are those guys going to be able to take away from the players that got them to where they are? And that's one key thing you have to look at. How long will it take these rookies to develop to the point where they're as effective in the pro ranks as they were in college? Yeah. You know, that takes time.
Well, on paper, it's great. I mean, the draft they got and everything, but you have to realize how many minutes that Mullen and Hardaway and Richmond play for Golden State. Now, are you going to take minutes away from those guys?
No, but you can basically, the kind of coach that Don Nelson is, I'm pretty sure he can find a way to get some young guys in.
Well, in order
without hurting the older.
In order for you not to buy me dinner, he better.
No, you gotta come on.
Okay, Terry.
Thanks a lot.
But we're gonna talk about it.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Okay, we have to go to break now. We'll be right back after this short message.
Tired of the rat race? Ready to get away from it all? Then jump into some wet and wild fun. Leave your worries behind. Chill out with ESPN's Hot Summer Nights. Mondays on the Totally Hot Sports Network.
2 hours ago, John thought he might be having a heart attack. But he told himself the sudden pain in his chest would just go away. He made the wrong choice. Don't be a victim. If a heart attack symptom strikes you, get to the hospital immediately. New drug therapies could save your life. But delay is deadly.
Thanks to these airbags here, this job is now a piece of cake, Claire.
But Vince...
Yeah, I'll tell you something, partner. I just might stick around a few more years.
But Vince...
No more dashboard du jour or Vince under glass, huh?
But Vince, look out! Even with airbags, Vince, you still got to remember to buckle your safety belt.
Now you tell me.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
And welcome back to PDX Sportsline with my special guest, Mr. Jerome Kersey, small forward of the Portland Trail Blazers. And we're going to go back to our phone lines. Mark's been waiting. Mark, welcome to PDX Sportsline. You're on the air.
Good evening, gentlemen, and
evening.
thank you for the show.
Thank you.
I have a question for Jerome about this Saturday's exposition game with Indiana, the main purpose for that, and I'll follow up with that on, does Jerome think we'll be seeing more games on regular TV?
On regular TV, such as
the national
NBC.
off air?
Well, I would hope so that we'd probably be shown nationally a lot more, considering what we've done in probably the last 2 to 3 years. But still, I think there's a lot more probably Chicago and New York and Boston games than we're going to get. So we're still not getting a fair shake of them yet.
And as far as the game on Saturday, I didn't quite understand it, but
did you say what was the importance of the game?
What was the purpose of it?
The main purpose of it. I was kind of curious.
Well, given each year you play a certain number of preseason games. You pick how many you want to play, either 6 or 8 or whatever, and it's just see where your team is and give you a chance to allow your rookie players or your free agent players to get in there and see what kind of effect they're going to have for your team. So it's just basically to get things rolling. And they're just as important as anything else. You want to go out and you want to win, you want to compete.
I kind of was curious, is there a certain place or team, when you play them at their court, is there a certain one that is dreaded the most or maybe liked the most, both spectrum there?
What's your most favorite
place to play?
Yeah, that and the most dreaded one.
We've had a lot of success in all arenas we've played in. Heck, I like playing at home more than any place. But I would say one of the worst arenas probably go to play is Cleveland, and down there in Richfield, Ohio. That's not a place you want to go play, especially in the winter.
30 miles from town, cold.
So that's probably one of the worst places to play.
Well, I'll shut up now, and I thanks a lot for the opportunity to be able to talk to you, Jerome. And I had some other comments, and I guess I might as well say them. I sent a letter to each one of the Blazers asking for an autograph on the hoops, and I got them all back except one from a forward named Jerome Kersey.
Well, might not have got it.
Did I try again? I sent it to the Trailblazer office in care of you.
In care of me?
Yeah.
When was this?
About over a year ago.
Oh, well, you obviously didn't get it.
Well, sometimes those things happen. I mean, I'm sorry. Hopefully I can get back around to it. Maybe it's mail or something. I don't know.
Send another one. Send it here to PDX Sportsline.
I shall.
Okay, matter of fact, we're going to put something up on the board later anyway because we're going to talk about something.
Thanks.
Well, we'll get that address to you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. We'll go back to our phone line. I tell you, it's amazing when they send your mail somewhere else. I wonder if you got it, huh? Okay, we're going to go to Mike. Welcome to PDX Sportsline. You're on the air.
Hi, Jerome.
How you doing?
Pretty good. I got a question for you. I drafted you last year in rotisserie basketball.
That's
and you
pretty
did
big, isn't it? It's rotisserie basketball.
Yeah, you did pretty well for me. But I was wondering what your personal goals are for this year, if you have any.
Well, one right off the top is that, really just play well and help my team win games. But better free throw shooter. I think I can really get my field goal percentage up too a little bit. And, that's the main goal is really come out and just play a little better than I did last year, hopefully.
All right. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Draft me again.
All right.
Thanks for your call. Okay, we'll go to, boy, the lights are getting me tonight. I can't see the board. Line 2, Mikkel, welcome to PDX Sportsline.
Hi, Jerome.
Yeah.
I know who will win the Western Conference. It'll be the Blazers, but do you think you'll be matched up with the Bulls?
Well, I think I will. I think we will, rather. I think they're going to be the ones that come out of the East there again. So the championship that should have been will be. Right. I think it will. We'll be there.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm rooting for you.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for your call.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I've said it a million times, and everybody on PDX Sportsline, they obviously have heard me. But I still think the only team in basketball that could have beat the Bulls last year was the Portland Trail Blazers. And I have a friend of mine that I just met from Chicago, the superintendent of schools there. She was here to look at our homeless program last Wednesday. And she couldn't believe that the only team in the NBA that didn't lose to the Bulls last year was the Trailblazers. And that's a fact. But I look forward to that. I thought that would have probably been one of the best NBA finals in many, many years.
Yeah, I think we had the number last year, but we had to get by one other team before we got there. But,
well, I think that'll happen. It's just the matchups. I mean, the matchups were so balanced, and the way that they fell. And I tell you, I still think that would have been probably the best basketball that had been played in finals, the NBA finals, in a lot of years. And I hope it comes to pass this year. I really do. Okay, we'll go to Jake on line 3. Welcome to PDX Sportsline.
Yeah, I got a question for you and then Jerome.
Okay.
A comment to Jerome.
All right.
First of all, I'm not saying you're not a basketball fan, but I don't think anybody can be a true fan toward the team because you're sitting there defending the Blazers, and I've heard you say that you've been a Laker fan in the past.
Oh, sure, I have been.
That's not a true Blazer fan.
No, I'm not I have never said I was a Blazer fan. You have never heard me say I'm a Portland Trail Blazer fan.
All I hear though is how you putting down L.A.
No, I tell you what I said was I've said from day one. I was a Laker fan when Elgin Baylor played from the Lakers when they came from Minneapolis. So I have been a Laker fan for a lot of years. But what I've said is that their team has gotten older, and that I've seen the attrition of the players that have come. I haven't seen them replaced. So I mean, that's not saying I'm not still a fan of the Lakers. But what I'm saying, and you've never heard me say I was a Blazer fan.
Yeah, but I heard all that stuff last year,
fan.
and look who ended up in the championship.
Yeah, but what good did it do them? The Blazers ended up in the championship the year before, but who won the championship? But
the thing is that the Blazers were so high on themselves last year and said, it was over with before the playoffs even arose.
Well, who
and the Lakers just tore them apart.
Who said that?
Huh?
Who said that?
Oh, everybody in Portland, radio stations, TV
that's
stations. That's ridiculous. I mean, Portland will never ever be in the class that the Lakers are in.
Well, that's your opinion.
No, they never will be.
But that's your opinion, and that's because of what television does and what the media does. See, first of all, if you talk to people that are involved in NBA basketball, when you talk about the class, the level of play is where the class is developed. And you're going to find out real soon where the level of play is because they haven't filled the spots that they've lost. And that's basically what we're talking about. But what I like is that everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not putting anybody down. I just speak what I believe, and you have the right to speak what you believe.
I know. It's just funny. I mean, the Blazers win the division. They act like they've won the world championship. I mean,
well,
they can win 82 games, and the Lakers will still beat them in the playoffs.
Well, be a Lakers fan then.
Well, that's fine. And all we're going to say is that if you watch NFL football right now, and Buffalo Bills are playing great. I mean, you got their mania going on there. I mean, that's just the nature of sports and what happens in that particular town. That's going to be anywhere you go, no matter who's playing.
No, because I lived in L.A. almost all my life.
Well, obviously we know that.
It's never been like this in L.A.
Well, but
even Chick Hearn, when you listen to him, he tells it like it is. If the Lakers aren't playing good, he lets you know. Here, Shawnee, I mean, the Blazers could be getting beat by 50 points, and, it's either the refs or... I mean, it's just all this crap that's involved, and it's just ridiculous. Portland's just a second-rate town.
Well, you need to start
first of all,
Laker basketball all the time.
All I need to say, if that's the way you feel, then maybe you need to move back to Los Angeles.
Oh, I will.
Well, I hope you do. Okay, we're going to go to our phone lines. Jeannie, line 4, welcome to PDX Sportsline.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. I think all those people should go back down to L.A.
Well, that's what I told him. If Portland was so second class, go back to L.A. and then he'll be back in the first class, if that's the way he feels. And more power to him.
Well, I think the Blazers are just great, and I think they're going to win this year, and good luck. And I wanted to ask Jerome if he's going to sing the national anthem again.
Never know. I might.
You might?
And thanks for all the
good luck if you do, and good luck this year. You guys are really good.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I think one thing we need to be very open with is the fact that this is a sports talk show, and everybody has their own opinion, and I have never, ever not given a person an opportunity to speak up, and I don't want that caller to think that that I was being tough on him. But, to put down people because they get behind their team. I mean, and if he's saying they don't do it in L.A., he's crazy, because I've been in L.A., and I was there when I represented Michael, and I was there when they won 2 championships, and they get Blazer mania, just like the people here. They get Laker mania, whatever you want to call it. But that's all a part of sports, and and if they don't have that, then you don't have a fans behind. And if you remember 4 or 5 years ago, there was a big criticism of LA because their fans weren't into the game.
Yeah, it's like if you can't get excited about winning or whatever you want, a game
what
or
does it take?
whatever. I mean, it's like no use to you being in sports.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about.
And then all of a sudden now, LA gets real hyper about their game. So, you know, but I think sometimes we, and I don't say we because I'm not in that area, but I think people tend to take it a little bit too far. It's a profession for you guys, but for the fans it's a sport, and they have to look at it as a sport. And you're not going to always win, and you're not going to always lose. And sometimes, I mean, you have great years, and you don't go all the way to the top. And you know, but one thing people have to realize, they only had 2 teams out of 28 that got there.
Right.
And after that, there's only one team that's going to win it. No matter how you do, only one team's going to be the winner. And, I mean, who went more crazy than Chicago? I mean, there are Chicago fans all over the world now, which weren't there before. I mean, you know, that's just like the Cubs winning the pennant. They haven't won a pennant in years. When they finally win it, all of a sudden you're going to see Chicago Cubs hats everywhere.
Or Atlanta Braves.
Exactly, right now. Okay, we have to go to break. Oh, no break. Okay, we'll go to Trish on line 1. Welcome to PDX Sportsline. You're on the air.
Hi, I feel like...
Go ahead, Trish, it's yours.
My name is Tish, you said it wrong.
Oh, Tish, I'm sorry.
To Jerome.
How you doing?
Okay, go right ahead.
Jerome, I first like to say that to all you LA fans, please go back to that smog-infested place because we don't need to hear it.
All right.
And, Jerome, I'd like to know a few things about you. You know, what state are you from, and what's your favorite kind of food, and do you have a girlfriend?
I'm from Virginia, and I'm kind of like my grandmother's Southern fried chicken.
Oh.
And I do have a girlfriend.
One more thing. Are you doing any, anything for the youth? I mean, you know.
Oh yeah. I work with the Boys and Girls Club. Just finished doing the thing with the House of Emojis from the Blazer tape thing, and me and Buck were over there last week. You know, kind of interacting with the kids, and in fact, you know, we kind of do things sometimes along the way, but people don't really get to see them. I did a little thing with the kids at the park over Eastmoreland just the other day. Went out and played hoops on the sand lot with them, and they taped it and everything. But there's been a lot of fun stuff done in the community around here. I think the Blazers themselves are very active in the community.
Jerome, would you say hi to my best friend, Dion Williamson?
Hi, Dion. How you doing?
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your call. You know, I don't want to embarrass you, Jerome, but I think the best thing you could have said is a lot of times you guys do things that don't go that aren't noticed by the public, and sometimes those are the most important. But it's interesting that question came in because I was talking to Jeff tonight, and he told me that he talked to you, and that it's one of the things you guys talked about was doing a free clinic for the kids one Saturday in Portland next summer. See, and those are the kind of things that people don't know about.
You know, we don't necessarily have to have everything printed that we do, but you know, it's part of the thing. All the players are actively involved. You know, just to name another one, Terry does things with Big Brother, Big Sister thing, and he's been doing that for about 2 or 3 years. So I mean, a lot of people really don't hear about that, and we do a lot of interacting with the community.
Yeah, and you know, and like I said, I think more than a lot of teams, you guys are probably more involved as individual players of the Trailblazers more than a lot of teams I've seen, and I think you all need to be commended for that because there are a lot of things that you do that don't go noticed, and you know, and the people that are recipients know, and I know I have to say thank you for what you guys did for the Portland Saints and the help you gave us. I mean, without the help that you put together with the auction we had, we wouldn't be able to do what we did. So, you know, those are things that a lot of people don't hear about, but I know, and I appreciate it.
And we still got some class.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. David G., welcome to PDX Sportsline. You're on the air.
Yeah, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. As far as you were saying something about a fan maybe taking it a little bit too far because they don't play the thing, but I disagree because I've been a Laker fan since like Jerry West, since he's been there. Magic Johnson was a Detroit Pistons fan. So, I mean, a fan may have been following that team for 20, 30 years, You know, to where a player, I mean, of course, you know, the player's got to do it, and he's going to be more into it, but I think a fan can get just as involved. I mean, they become like your family, because, sometimes you just can't even sleep for a week, you know, when they lose.
Well, I think anything can be taken to the extreme is what I mean. And, you know, I mean, I'm a fan of the game. I love the game of basketball. And I think anybody that knows me will tell you that that's the case. I love all sports, but there's nothing like basketball. And I eat, drink, and sleep basketball. That's just the way I've been for many, many years. I mean, ask my wife. She'll be the first one to tell you. But there becomes a limit, and there becomes a line that you have to draw. I mean, one of the worst things in sports ever was what happened at the Coliseum last year in Los Angeles, when a Raider fan beat up a guy because he was cheering for the other team. I mean, you know, I know that's a rarity, but that's what I'm saying. You have to draw a line. You become a fan, but I think as fans, they have to realize that it's a game.
That's probably a little alcohol in him too, though.
Well, but see, it leads to that.
Yeah.
And the worst part is what was happening on this phone call. A guy will get upset because something said, and all we're doing is talking sports. And when it gets to the point where it goes beyond that, then it's going to the extreme as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and another question as far as, like, I have to stand up for the Laker fans. I mean, you know, they get there late, they leave early, but you got to figure that there's a lot more sports going on in that city, a lot more things. Whereas Portland, that is the key.
Well,
the key thing.
I don't go along with that because they have probably 20 times more people. So don't give me that as an argument, because their building only holds 5,000 more than ours, and they have a whole lot more people than Portland has. So for the excuse that they're leaving to go watch something else,
well, there's a lot of
I beg to differ with you on that.
My last question is that, you know, okay, the Lakers they didn't win the championship, and the Blazers didn't win the championship the year before, but the Blazers got to the championship, but they didn't go through L.A. to get there. And so until they can prove that they've gone through L.A., that's a different story.
Well, you can look at that both ways. L.A. didn't go through Phoenix to get to Portland. This year they did. Last year they didn't.
Yeah, but we went through Portland to get there.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, one year you did, one year you didn't. Either year you didn't win the championship, so what difference does it make? The bottom line is who wins the ring.
Well, the Lakers do, obviously. But my last...
No, they didn't win the ring.
No, but I mean, in the 80s,
Detroit.
they definitely... The 49ers and the Lakers are the team of the 80s. You have to admit that.
But isn't this 91?
Yeah, but what's 91, you know? I mean,
91 is now. That's what we're talking about. I'm not interviewing Bob McAdoo. No, I'm just teasing you. You have a good point. But the bottom line is this is now, and this is going to be a great season, and all the talking about what happened in the future is going to be put right up front, because when the season starts, we're going to see who's for real right now.
That's true. Two more questions. As far as I'm concerned, if the Blazers are going to win the championship and be the running team that they are, Robinson should start at center. And I just can't see them. I mean, Duckworth's good. I'm not saying that, but I think Robinson presents more trouble to the Lakers than Duckworth does.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that? I mean, as far as James Worthy in the post and the style that Dunleavy plays, I think Worthy has a harder time against Robinson.
Well, I'll let Jerome answer that.
Well, I think when they're... But see, when you take one on, say, you're guarding Worthy, Cliff's guarding Worthy, then you take on the offensive end. I mean, you got Duck, who's one of the best post-up centers in the whole league. I mean, you know, he's a guy's a two-time All-Star and everything. And
but the Lakers could switch up so many guys on Duckworth. I mean, they could put Perkins on Duckworth and be successful. They've already proven they could put Vlade on him.
Oh no, they double-teamed and triple-teamed Duck in the
People don't realize that, Steve.
And you know, no one guy can stop Duck, and that presents a problem.
The one game that they tried it, Kevin hit 4 straight baskets in the first game that you guys lost.
But you know, the other thing is that as far as the Lakers not being a running team, it's Dunleavy stopping them from being a running team. They could get out and run just like they used to. I've seen it in spurts in your guys' game. I've seen it in Chicago's game. It doesn't happen as much, but it's there.
The key thing you said is spurts.
Yeah.
They used to run all the
Dunleavy's
time. Now they're spurts. We got to go. We got the phone lines lit up. Thanks for your call.
Okay, thanks.
Bye-bye. What is that, Rena? Line 3. Is it Rena?
It's Renee.
Renee.
Hi.
Okay, how are you?
I'd just like to say hi to Jerome.
Hi.
And, John, I'm Terry's wife. Terry calls here all the time. He talks to you guys all the time. Anyway,
So you never get to talk, huh?
No.
Okay.
But, I try to talk to him. But anyway, when we go to dinner, I am going. he can't stop me from going. I want to go.
Okay. Well, if he's paying, Terry's going to be the one paying, so he can bring as many as he wants.
No, he told me that you're paying and I get to go.
Well, he picked Golden State, so believe me, I picked the Blazers, so I got a better shot at it than he does. We'll see.
Okay.
All right.
I just like to also. Did he cut me off?
No, you're on.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't do that.
Of course. No. Anyway, I just want to tell Jerome good luck this season, and I'm a Portland fan, and Terry's a Laker fan and Portland fan, but I go for the Portland better.
Well, you should bet him a few more dinners, and then he'd be taking you out all the time.
Well, he
And
should
thank
take
you.
me out all the time anyway.
Oh, okay. All right, I heard that. Okay. Thanks for your call.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, Donna, welcome to PDX Sportsline. You're on the air.
Hi, I'd like to say good luck to the Blazers this year. I want to tell you I lived in L.A. for 30 years, and I've lived in Portland for 5 years, and I'm a Blazer fan. And I want to ask Terry a dumb question, because I've only been interested in professional ball for about a year and a half.
Jerome.
Now, you're 6'7", right, Terry?
Jerome.
Jerome.
Hi, Jerome.
Yes.
Okay. And you're called a small forward? Well, how big is a large forward?
well, on this team at this point in time, Buck Williams is the big forward. He's 6'8", 225. I'm the small forward. I'm 6'7", 241. So.
Good luck to the Blazers. It's good seeing you.
Well, thank you.
That's a great analogy. You know, it's funny because Sandy was asking me that before the show. She says, how can he be a small forward? I said, that's just terminology as far as the NBA is concerned. But I told her, I said, believe me, none of them are small. None. So we'll go back. Where are we, Dave? Okay, we're at Pat on line 1. Welcome to PDX Sportsline.
Hey, Jerome.
How you doing, Pat?
Pretty good. How do you guys think you're going to do this year?
We're going to do great. I think this is our year, and we're gearing up for it now, and hopefully it'll be exciting to the fans while we're doing it.
Hello?
You there?
Oh, I think, you guys can do it, man. You showed you could do it last year. It's just, you got in a little slump there at the end, but,
We got to cut those off. I'm sorry, but somebody's on his line.
Sorry about that, Pat.
Yeah, we'll go to Julie on line 2. Welcome to PDX Sportsline.
Hi, I just wanted to let Jerome know that my son and I are huge fans.
Well, thank
and
you.
I'd like to buy one-way bus tickets to all the LA fans that have been calling in. And I've also read how the Blazers are going to approach the referees a little different this year, and I wanted to know what Jerome was going to do.
Well, I'm going to
about
try to
the
play basketball for 48 minutes out there, as long as I'm out there anyway. And, you know, it's like you mature, you grow, and I think I've matured past what the referees are going to do now. So we'll see. Sometimes, though, when you play a lot of motion, sometimes you kind of get caught. But hopefully we can keep that down to a very minimum and just play basketball.
Well, I wish you a really good season.
Well, thank you. Thanks for calling.
Okay, thanks for your call. We're going to go to line 3. Jim, welcome to PDX Sportsline.
Yes, I had a question as far as why are the Blazers kind of cheap in the aspect that they sell out every game. They obviously know everybody's going to be there. Why don't they put them on TV like most of the other cities?
Well,
I mean, all you want to do is,
you have to realize that in all fairness to the Trailblazers, and I don't know the exact number, but a lot of it has to do with the advertising and the television packages that they put together. And if they make it too easy, as put it that way, then it may lessen the effect of what their packages are. And I'm just guessing at that because I don't know for sure. But I know in a lot of cases that's what it is. But when you look at it, I had it last week on Open Phone. They have, I think, 21 games out of 40 road. They have 41. What is it? 41 road games. Yeah. You have 41 road games, and 21 of those 40 are on the road. Are on television. And then the cable games locally are shown. I think there are about 20 of those. So you're talking about more than half of their games are being exposed to the Portland area. So I really couldn't say that was being unfair.
Another thing is what I think is really it doesn't really excite you when you walk in the building, but why do the Blazers retire just about every number? I mean, are you supposed to retire legends? You know, like Elgin Baylor, Jerry West. Well, those are you don't retire. I'm waiting for him to retire Blazer Bill. What's going on up here?
I think they have. They just haven't put his shirt up there yet. No, but, you know, it's just relative to the team. I mean,
but they're trying to pretend they're a Boston, I think, franchise or Lakers. They're trying to pretend somebody's hanging up there.
Well, I tell you, there's only one player up there that I disagree with.
Oh, Walt maybe should be there. Maybe Jeff Petrie. Other than that, who?
Well, Lloyd Neal's up there. You don't think he gave?
No, you don't retire somebody that's just an average, okay player.
Well, that's just an opinion, but I thought he did what was necessary for that team to win at the time. But we have to go. The only one I don't agree with was Torzik, and that's just my opinion. But anyway, we're down to a minute and a half, and Jerome, you got to pull a number out of here. This is for a name, I should say.
For a name?
For a PDX Sportsline T-shirt. And matter of fact, I have to lean down here, and this one is what we're giving away.
Okay.
And this one is for you.
That's for me?
That's for you.
Okay. Thank you. And the only name you got wrong tonight?
Tish. Tish. And I can't believe it's Terry's wife. He wins every week, but that's great. So at least he did it. I didn't this time. That's good. So now you don't have to worry about him with your dinner. You got another shirt. But anyway, we're down to the last minute, right, Dave? Are we at under a minute? 1 minute? Okay, 30 seconds. All I can say is it was fun, and love to get you back on about halfway through the season, right after you go to the All-Star game this year, because I know you're going. You've been right on the verge a couple of times, and I thought overlooked, and especially last season you had a great start. But you guys are going to play well, and I like I said before, I looked at you the other day in camp, and you really look good, and I'm looking for you to have a great season. So all I can do is wish you well, God bless you, and keep you healthy. And it's going to be fun to come back towards the middle of the season and talk to these Laker fans after you've played them 2 or 3 times.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So you have a good season.
Thanks for having me.
We're looking forward to it. My pleasure. Right. So we're going to be back next week, and we'll see you again. Remember, Monday nights at 8:30. As I say every week, God bless you, and if you can't be a good sport, don't play.